Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Stevecast. I am Steve, joined as usual by Rachel.
Hello. I'm not like a quitter like someone else we know.
Yeah, we still don't have a third person. Maybe we need
Matthew.
to start. Maybe we
Sorry,
need to start
strong drink.
very strong. I hear that you had something like something really hanging in there, like
Yeah.
potentially,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it sounded like you were naming someone, but that couldn't
I
possibly be
would
right.
never name names. No, I'm too classy for
Yeah,
that.
maybe we need to start holding auditions for a new third for the show. We have
Ooh.
several friends in the friend group, but I mean it's who knows
Brutal.
like the 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 trouble that goes into getting three of us together at the same time, let
Hmm.
alone two of us. Who knows if it'll be worth it? But last time Rachel and I met, we watched Highway to Hell, which
Yeah.
is easily the best thing we've ever watched on a Stevecast.
Twist.
Not just
Twist.
good for Stevecast, but like actually good. Like there is quality and entertainment there.
Yeah, it's the first time we've watched a movie that didn't send me into an existential spiral over the way that I'm spending this fleeting time on this
Yeah, you were
earth.
drinking for fun rather than survival.
Yes! I did not have to drink until the movie was cute. The movie was cute.
So we'll see how that goes this time. We are watching Route 666. This was recommended by Tubi at the end of
Hmm.
Highway to Hell last time, and then Tubi removed it. So luckily, we both have Amazon Prime, so we can currently watch it before Amazon starts throwing ads on everything.
We will not be
Uh,
denied.
yeah, I have no idea what to expect. So I have a confession to make.
Okay.
Uh, I
Oh.
realized that I have never actually seen a Lou Diamond Phillips movie. Like
What? Ever?
never. That was my response. Like in my head, I had it that I've seen him so many times. Like there's I had it in my head that he was like this 80s and 90s kind of like action movie hero. And then I figured like we're probably going to talk about this during the show. So like what is my favorite Lou Diamond Phillips movie? It's and then I had nothing. Like I realized like I have
What?
never actually seen any of his films.
La
I think
Bamba,
I
Stand and
just I
Deliver. What is it? The seventh? No, is it Seventh Seal? What's the one where he's the end of the world? Like, how have you not seen any? Like,
I don't know.
Psych.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen any of his movies. I went through his IMDb. I was like, surely I have seen something. It's like, no, I've heard of a lot of these, but I've never watched any of them. I'm not a Western fan, so I've never watched any of the Young Guns movies. I never saw La Bamba. I didn't watch any of this, so I am going to boldly proclaim that an hour and a half from now, well, I guess about 3 hours the way we do this, Route 666 is going to be my favorite Lou Diamond Phillips movie.
Oh my God. All right, everybody, get that shirt press ready. No matter
So
what's about to happen, a shirt is this is Steve's favorite
could be great,
LDP movie.
could be terrible. Like I remember not seeing the movie, but I remember a movie called Bats that Lou
Yes.
Diamond Phillips was in. Again, I never saw it,
Do you
but
remember the
I
song? Bats, bats,
no.
they're gonna get you. No?
Oh God, now I feel like we should be watching that because that sounds great.
Yeah.
Um, but
Woo.
I think like in my head, like Bats has obviously got to be like this low grade like cheesy horror movie. There's
Oh
no
yeah.
way that Bats takes itself seriously. And so
No.
I've never seen Route 666, but I kind of thought that okay, for whatever I think in my head I confused the two. So I was thinking that Route 666, which I've heard of, was also some like cheesy horror, but now I have no idea. Like this looks like it takes itself like completely seriously. So I don't know that we're going to get uh the cheesiness of Highway to Hell or what I assume the movie Bats is about. Uh,
I think we got to do bats. Depending on how you feel about LDP at the end of this, we might have to do bats. It
that's
is
why
perfect
I'm
Steve
up for it.
Cast fodder, and it's been long enough that the only thing I remember about it is the theme song. They're
I
gonna get
didn't
you.
even know it had a theme song.
Oh yeah, it's a banger.
So like Route 66, I'm on IMDb. The description is a federal witness runs away and a team of government agents track him down, but when they take a shortcut on the return trip, they're attacked by zombies. This is a zombie movie?
Oh, okay. So this is horror. I will say that as I'm looking at Prime Video and it has the customers also watch, it's bats, trucks, and Cop 2. So I feel like
Mm.
we might be on a streak of so bad it's good situation here.
The
Although that last one was not bad.
the thing that I noticed was that according to Amazon, this movie has a 4.5 rating,
Mm,
and then IMDb has a 4.4. And so you think, okay, look, like people are synced up. But then
IMDb's out of
Amazon rates on a
10.
5 scale, and IMDb rates on a 10. So what
Well, if
am I
there's
getting here? Do we do
anything I
we?
know about Amazon is that you can, if there's one thing in life you can count on, it's the honesty and accuracy of an Amazon review.
So we should probably expect an IMDb 4.4 out of 10 style movie.
Perfect. That's like right in the pocket. That's right in the Stevecast pocket. I feel like we're gonna be feel
The
at home.
Stevecast pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, merch opportunities.
Lori Petty's in this. I support that.
Oh,
I'm just looking through here.
Tank Girl
Do I
herself.
even do
Okay.
I even know any of the people in this movie alongside Lou Diamond Phillips, who I'm discovering I actually don't know much about him either.
I feel
Uh,
like there was somebody else in the picture that looked familiar, but not maybe like not name recognition, but like character actor that I recognized.
there's probably going to be a lot of that guy in this movie. But then we're gonna have to look at IMDb to figure out who that guy actually is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pulling
I
it up
don't
too. This
know.
poster is perfection. So
I'll
bad.
be sure to throw one of those in there in editing. Yeah, the picture is or the poster is just like Blue Diamond Phillips, and then the title like 666 or Route 666.
Oh, I feel like I
What does
see
this say?
zombies creeping behind him.
The tagline is "On the road to hell, there's no turning back." Like, are those zombies
Oh,
in the back? Those all look like just different iterations of Michael Myers chasing him.
so this is very small on my screen, and it looks like it says "On the road to hell, there is no tummy tuck." I'm guessing yours is correct. Steve, I have bad news. I think
Oh
I might
no.
already be a little drunk because of my COVID
Good.
booster.
Yeah, Rachel is,
Woo!
continuing to support herd immunity by getting the relevant shots.
That's right.
So she is a bit brain foggy, and she is pouring alcohol on top of it.
Right. I
I
mean,
am just
it's
drinking
good for
water
when you're
tonight,
melting
so
your
I will be
DNA.
here to lead the intellectually stimulating discussion about Route 666, starring
I'm
Lou Diamond
shorting out the
Phillips,
5G.
um, starring LDP in what I assume is his best role ever,
I
because I
mean,
wouldn't know.
as far as you're concerned, 10 out of
Yes.
10. 10 LDPs out of 10. Oh, God. I'm in trouble. I am in trouble.
Yeah,
I-
you're already just a little bit gone, but I am ready to get this started. Rachel, are you ready to start this movie?
oh, yeah. Let's like fire up the engines. Let's get
All right,
on to
she's been
Route
ready for like 5 minutes.
666.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, push play. Bye. All right, we are back. Minutes 0 to 15 of Route 666. My first LDP
Sexy.
movie. Uh, like not a lot. I'm so far it's not convincing me that it's going to be better than Highway to Hell.
I
I'm willing
mean,
to give it another few segments.
that's a tough like bar to
It
leap.
really is. I
Yeah.
hope the Tubi recommendations didn't let us down here.
Like,
Not a whole lot happens though. So there's a guy named Fred who, according to the Amazon trivia, is eventually going to start answering to the name Rabbit rather than Fred.
I think that was his
He
undercover name, you know? Like there's spycraft occurring right now.
mm. Well, Rabbit
Yeah.
is having a drink, trying to enjoy his food and drink, and then there's like we were correct. There's a lot of that guys in this movie, and so the bartender is I don't know his name, but I know he was in Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight as kind
Correct.
of like the scuzzy janitor guy. Uh,
Correct.
but he I know bartender and Rabbit are in the bar, and in come Lou Diamond Phillips, whose name is Jack, and Lori Petty, whose name I didn't catch,
Mm.
and they
Point
kind of
Break.
stumble into the bar, and they're like drunk and making out with each other. Like that's just what you do when you have access to Lori Petty, and so
Correct.
they are just causing a scene. They disturb Rabbit, and Rabbit says, "Screw this. I'm be quiet. I'm gonna, go pee and come back, and then I want to enjoy my drink and meal in peace. And
You
so,
passed right over the orgasmic conversation, but that's fine. We can move forward. It's
no,
fine. To
no,
the bathroom and
let's
handcuffs we
go back
go.
to it. Lori Petty orders a screaming orgasm, and bartender says,
If
fresh
only
out.
you could
And
just order one. If
yes,
only.
I mean, I'm sure, the Amazon Prime shipping has got some stuff for you if you look deep enough.
This is
Uh,
becoming an for Amazon.
it really is. Lori Petty orders a screaming orgasm, and Rabbit says, "I prefer my orgasms to be quiet," which is just a beta move.
Where do you land on that? Screaming on the scale of screaming to quiet. Are you somewhere in the middle? Where are you at?
Loud,
We're
but
learning
not
things about you
disrupting
today.
other people loud. How's that?
I mean, that's a very diplomatic answer, sir. Pick a lane.
That's
Pick a
someone
lane.
has to be. I'm sober, so that's me. I gotta ride the line. So Rabbit goes off to piss,
Riding the line is how you end up
and
having a middle of the road orgasm. Sorry, go ahead.
Rabbit goes off to piss, and Lou Diamond Phillips like stumbles into the bathroom, and much to anger Rabbit, and Rabbit's there was a fucking door there. How about you knock or you wait for me to finish? And Lou Diamond Phillips, like again, is pretending to be drunk. He washes his hands and then he turns around and throws soap in Rabbit's eyes, and then handcuffs Rabbit to like this bars of the window. Apparently, this bar has like prison windows for some particular reason, and we find out that Lou Diamond Phillips and Lori Petty are both secret agents. They work for the Witness Protection Program, and their job is to. Oh, someone's typing things. I can hear it. Uh,
Sorry.
they work for the Witness Protection Program, and they are trying to catch Rabbit and get him to testify against some nefarious bad guy. All I heard was mentions of Benny's guys. So apparently there's a bad guy out there named Benny, and Rabbit knows all the dirt on Benny. And so Lou Diamond Phillips and Lori Petty are like, hey, help us, come with us and testify, or we will leave you to these bad guys that are conveniently showing up just now. And so and then Rabbit's like, all right, cool, fucking, get me out of here. I'll help with whatever. There's a big shootout with this kind of stocky, white, angry dude who's definitely not racist.
I think I saw him in Ninja Vengeance. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. I'm just
Ninja
saying.
Vengeance. Maybe one
Drink.
day that Stevecast will see the light of day.
There's
But
some
so
like super Stevecast fan who like knows every time you hear Ninja Vengeance, it's time to drink.
has anyone gone to watch Ninja Vengeance at this point? Because we've mentioned Matt tried to scrub existence of that movie
Can
from
never
Out
be
West Unknown.
erased.
Yeah,
His hate crime can never be erased.
enough references have snuck through that I don't think there's putting the I don't know genie back in the bottle or whatever the hell that phrase is. Anyways, there's a
Grand
shootout.
Wizard back in the bottom.
There's a shootout between LDP and Lori Petty and the bad guys, but they are successful in capturing Rabbit. And currently, Lou Diamond Phillips is driving around in his convertible, having a lethal weapon esque back and forth with himself and Rabbit. Lori Petty got picked up by other secret agents that are there. I don't know. Did you happen to catch what these other secret agents are doing in this movie? I know you were glued to this movie.
Did I mention that I'm enjoying mezcal?
I have no idea what these people are doing, but Lori
No.
Petty is riding with other secret agents while Lou Diamond Phillips is currently riding with Rabbit. And presumably, Lou Diamond Phillips is going to convince Rabbit to testify against Benny.
Yeah. I mean, I saw his earring. You can't trust this guy. It has Native American feathers and a yin yang. That's someone who plays both sides. Get him in there. Like big snitch energy. So yeah, I think he's got a good one. Am I making sense? I don't know.
I'm you're making good enough sense for someone that's clearly drunk.
right, I'm slowing down. I actually finished my drink, so I'm slowing down now.
Yes, offline, Rachel was requesting permission to go and re up her drink, find a different source of booze for the rest of
In
this.
my defense, the mezcal is empty. She's empty. Is this what you want from me? I thought you guys were all my friends.
We know we talked about that. Like we're friends in private, frenemies in public. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like not I'm not hooked yet. Uh, maybe this will end up being the worst Lou Diamond Phillips movie that I've ever seen after tonight. But I'm not hooked yet. I still no part of this film has given me zombie vibes yet. So I don't know what is being posted in the Discord. God
Sorry.
damn it.
Talking shit to Matthew.
That's
If he
fucking
only
good.
knew it was actually happening in the show itself.
I don't know, Rachel, how are you feeling about Route 666 so far?
I mean, it did not grab me in the same way as the last one, but I feel like we have to assess this on its own merits. Like it is very hard to follow the last film. Highway to Hell was peak Stevecast. I think that this so far is showing potential. We're not there yet, but it's showing potential. We have Lori Petty, we have Orgasm Talk, we have LDP looking handsome in his aviators. Yeah, I think that this so far the Tubi algorithm is not necessarily letting us down. I think once we start the undead rise, this thing is going to be at least fun to talk about. So
I hope
that's
so.
where I'm at.
Yeah, so far this is just a very generic action movie. If you after 15 minutes, if you told me there was actually no horror elements, I would believe you.
Well, there are psychic elements. There
That is
is
the
there
weird.
is some
That is weird. We forgot
metaphysical
about
elements
that.
to this. Yeah. I
There
mean, there
is a
was a
scene.
rock. There's a very interesting rock.
Very interesting. I vividly remember this rock that you're talking about. But the psychic stuff, Lou Diamond Phillips kills a bad guy and then kind of zones out as he has various like flashes of things. He's having some sort of psychic thing. Images are being poured into his brain, and then we get this very classy shot of everything is in black and white except for the puddle of blood forming under this now dead bad guy is in bright red. Very artsy. I'm sure
Mhm.
the director like really meant a lot. We
Is
were
this
supposed
our
to.
first art house film?
It is. We were supposed to get a lot out of that. Like we are going to, really think deep on that tonight.
Yeah.
But not right now because we have another 15 minutes of Route 666 to watch.
Is the
666.
blood a meditation on LDP's humanity?
It could be.
I think it might be.
It could be the blood that I wish I was letting out of my veins because this movie is not hooking me yet.
I mean, to be fair, I have been very distracting.
I don't
I'll
know
be
what you're
quieter
talking
in the
about,
next
Rachel.
15 minutes. I'm gonna try.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, let's watch the next 15 minutes. I am
Okay.
pushing play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now.
9 seconds ahead of you.
Yeah,
Not to
yeah, it's
brag.
fine for Rachel to
Not
be
to
late on this.
brag.
She's nine seconds ahead. All right. We are
Let's get
back.
into it.
Minutes 15 to 30 of Route 666.
Wow. What a segment. I don't know about
Yeah.
you.
Movie is not hooking me. We are 30 minutes into this movie that says there are zombies, and we are zombie-less. That is
Yeah.
not now. At the end of this 15 minutes, they did go to a graveyard, so if zombies are going to be
Oh, yeah.
anywhere, you'd presume it would be there. But we are
Changing
30 minutes
zombies.
in, and things continue to not happen in this film.
Yeah, not
So
yet.
everyone is on the road. They are trying to escape from Benny's men, and a rabbit says, what about we got to take the back roads. The Benny's men will be looking on the main routes, hunting for us. So we've got to do something else. We've got to take the back roads, and Rabbit pulls this atlas out of his ass because we don't know where this book was, and they start looking around and they come across Route 666. And so everyone agrees against Rabbit's judgment that we're going to go to Route 666. And the backstory on Route 666 is there was like a prison chain gang, and bad, terrible things happen to this chain gang. And then when Rabbit mentions the chain gang, Lou Diamond Phillips has flashback. I heard that Lou Diamond Phillips has flashbacks again, and we see that his flashbacks are about this chain gang. So there's people in chains, breaking rocks. They've got jackhammers and shovels. They're doing basically road work out on Route 666. And so they go to this gate that is shutting off Route 666, and Rabbit's trying to tell him no, like let's pick a different road. Like I'm an accountant, I know numbers, I know that 666 is bad, and Lou Diamond Phillips just pulls rank and says no, and just shoots the lock off of this poorly chained gate, and opens up the gate so that they can drive down Route 666. And so everyone is on Route 666 against Rabbit's wishes, and then they are followed for no particular reason by Deputy Gill. This random
Right.
sheriff shows up, and
Yes.
he decides against
Ding,
the
ding, 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 ding.
yeah, he's a little deliverancy,
Yeah.
and he a little rednecky, and he is like, I'm going in there. Someone is on this closed off route, and no one's supposed to be on here, so I'm gonna go find them. I'm gonna be a big damn hero, because I'm the sheriff of this like backwater area where nothing happens. And then the actual deputy's like, no, the actual deputy and the deputy's dog, who is a natural born chicken killer, according to the deputy, or according to the sheriff, says, don't do it. No one is allowed on that road. Don't go down there. And then Deputy Gill's like, fuck it, and goes anyway. And then Deputy Gill pulls everyone over, and Deputy Gill and Lou Diamond Phillips and the other random secret agents that are there for no particular reason, they get into a pissing contest over who has jurisdiction over who. And Gil says, well, I'm the deputy, which I assume, sounded better in his head. And then Lou Diamond Phillips is like, I work for the entire fucking country. Like, get out of my face, or there's 5 other agents, and they've all got sets of handcuffs. We got one for each limb and one for your tongue.
Yeah.
How do you handcuff someone's tongue? I don't know exactly, but Lou Diamond Phillips was willing to find out. Rachel has a knowing look on her face. We're not going to go into that. So Lou Diamond Phillips asked to essentially talk to Deputy Gill's manager, and Deputy Gill says, yeah, "Fuck you," and just drives
Art
away.
house film.
This entire scene is completely pointless. While this is going on, a guy who survived the initial gunshot and definitely didn't storm the Capitol on January 6th pulls up in a Jeep and apparently is also going to drive down Route
serious stop the
666.
still face.
Yeah, he looks like he did not get his COVID booster. But he is going to go down the route, and I'm assuming that he's going to encounter Deputy Gill, and that Deputy Gill is going to die horribly. Otherwise, if Deputy Gill just leaves and this movie's just like, shit, we have to hit the 75-minute runtime, make up random shit to throw in this movie, and so they cast Deputy Gill and the sheriff and the dog for that. So everyone, after this completely pointless distraction, gets back on the road. They get back on Route 666, and they notice a rock formation, which was also part of LDP's psychic visions. And so LDP is like, we're going that way. And so LDP pulls over to the side of the road, and it turns out the rock formation is part of a graveyard, and that is where we are paused.
Ooh, spooky.
Nothing happened.
It is October 29th.
It is.
Peak spooky season.
We'll see if I get this piece of shit posted in time for Halloween, which is 2 days away.
No editing required. Everything that's happened definitely needs to go on the internet.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to post this as is. I will not have to cut anything out from the behind the scenes portion. Right, Rachel?
Right.
Yes. Rachel, how are you feeling so far? Because my prediction that this is going to be the best LDP movie feels like it's not going to come true.
Drunk mostly. That's like the top line, headline. Still drunk. Um, I'm getting a little worried. I know we're only a half an hour in, but if this was not a Stevecast situation, and I just like threw this bad boy on, like, yes, Route 666, this sounds boss. Um, I don't know that I would continue at this point, but sometimes art house films like Route 666, they are a slow burn. The payoff is in the journey, in the watching, like in the contemplation of the ideas that it's putting forth, the way that it holds up a societal mirror, those kinds of things. So I am hopeful. I remain hopeful and drunk.
How confident are you that we are going to feel like watching Bats next month?
Oh, 100%. We're definitely watching
Okay.
Bats.
I feel like we should have watched Bats instead of this.
No, because we have to climb the LDP mountain, right? You know what I mean? Like, you need to have, like, it's more disappointing if you go the other direction, right? Like, if you see peak LDP and then you see maybe lesser, again, the credits have not rolled yet, so it remains to be seen. Like, it feels like, I mean, like we all know about the Steve James incident. Like, we don't want to repeat that, right? So I think it's good for us to get a baseline and then climb.
Okay, climb Lou Diamond Phillips. Got it. Will do.
If there's any takeaway from this episode today, if I have made any contribution to pop culture and to the YouTubes, I want it to be that we should all climb Lou Diamond Phillips.
He's a good-looking dude. You probably
He's
should.
a good-looking dude. Yeah.
We get some back and forth between Lori Petty, who I had her character's name and then I lost it, so I guess she's just going to continue to be Lori Petty.
Or Point Break.
Lori Petty and Lou Diamond Phillips and Rabbit are all getting along like the best of friends now. Like, Rabbit is still handcuffed because he is still a prisoner at this point, but you can tell that by the end of this movie they're going to be bonded, they're going to be friends, they're all going to save each other's lives. But the topic comes up of how did you get the name Rabbit? Because I believe his name in this movie is actually Fred. And he gets this kind of sly look on his face, and he's like, "You really want to know why? Because I'm so lucky with the ladies." And then he starts hitting on Lori Petty, and Lori Petty's not having it at all.
Wait,
so he's been shot down.
Is the guy with the feather earring, that's Rabbit? I've been thinking it was LDP this whole time.
No. Rabbit is the prisoner. Lou Diamond Phillips' name is Jack.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. I'm in.
30 minutes in. Glad I could clear that up for you.
Listen. I'm thinking a bigger picture. I'm working on a higher level. I don't have time for character names. I'm thinking about the contemplation and the dissertation on the human condition that is in this film. That is what I bring. You bring the names.
I will bring the names and analysis and the helpful editing that definitely will not need to take place on this episode of the Stevecast. I got nothing else. Rachel, do you need a moment to go and refill your drink? Did you find something?
Well, I haven't gone to the bar yet. Yes, my house has a bar. Do not judge me.
Okay. Well, Rachel is going to go to the bar and restock, and then we are going to watch the next 15 minutes of Route 666.
Yes. So everybody go pee. This is your chance.
All right, we are back. We've watched minutes 30 through 45 of Route 666.
Have we?
Things happened. Did they?
Things did actually happen. This has been the most action-packed and exciting 15 minutes in this movie so far.
Which, to be fair, was not hard for a 15 minutes to accomplish.
The undead rose, the undead descended, Lori Pettied. We figured out that the guy is from Pet Cemetery. Like, shit went down in this last 15 minutes. Our friendship leveled up. I mean, it's been a really important 15 minutes.
So they go. So at the end of the last segment, the LDP stopped them off at a cemetery of some sort, and just kind of forgot that he was a federal agent, transported a prisoner, and just completely abandoned his station for a little bit. And so he goes to this cemetery, and he finds his dad's gravestone. And I don't think we talked about it last time, but at some point in the previous two segments, we got his backstory where he grew up in this area. his mom died when he was 6, and his dad disappeared. He had basically had no relationship with his dad, and so he finds these gravestones, and like one of them is his dad. And then the another agent whose name in this movie is PT. He is the Pet Cemetery Dad. So Pet Cemetery Dad sees these
So
gravestones, and
PS, in other
yes,
words. Yeah.
PS Dad, PSD.
PS, I'm your dad.
Pet Cemetery Dad
trauma.
sees all of these gravestones and recognizes that they are all like famous criminals, and all of these famous criminals they were notorious, and they all got assigned to the same same chain
Who's
gang.
drunk now?
Just you. They get assigned to the same chain gang, and then for whatever reason, on August 28th, which is Steve James Day,
Is a Stevecast
1967.
holiday.
Yes, it
holiday.
is a Stevecast holiday. Everyone should celebrate Steve James Day. Um, so on this date, on Steve James Day in 1967, something went wrong, and I guess all of these chain gang people got killed, and they all got buried in the cemetery. And we get like a 6-minute like lore dump by Pet Cemetery Dad, who's going on and on about how terrible these people were, and also this one
Full
particular
grave
guy.
Karen mode. Full grave Karen mode. It's not great.
This one particular guy it was also well known that he knocked up a woman in the area and then abandoned her and their kid. And so he kind of realizes in the middle of this spiel that he's talking about Lou Diamond Phillips's dad. And then when he makes the connection, he's like, your dad was this famous killer who then died on this killer chain gang. It's like, I always knew I didn't like you, but I didn't know why, and now I do. So apparently, like he likes
Art House Sins of the Father theme.
Yeah, he dislikes people that are related to criminals, even if the relative has done nothing wrong themselves. And so they get into a fist fight. So these two federal agents are just like having another pissing contest where they get into a fight. Meanwhile, back where Rabbit has been handcuffed,
Commentary on law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. Two of the federal agents go off to fuck in this car. And this car is like 10 feet away, so they're like, oh yeah, it's hot outside, we're gonna get some shade. They walk like 10 feet to the car next to everyone and start banging in a car
With
that I assume is like 140.
Suburban is rocking.
So I'm sure that car smelled just great after this scene. Yeah. But they go off to bang, and so and Lori Petty went off with Pet Cemetery Dad and Lou Diamond Phillips, and so that leaves just Rabbit, who has been like handcuffed to the car because he's still a prisoner, even though he's being friendly with everyone. He's still a prisoner; he can't escape. And they leave like one agent with him, and so behind this agent pulls up the January 6th rioter, and they get into a gunfight, and surprisingly, like the federal agent wins. Like I was expecting, the Jan 6 rioter to just easily kill this guy, but no, the federal agent wins. I don't think that the Jan 6 guy is dead, but he definitely lost this fight. But as the federal agent is like, holding him on the ground, pointing his gun at him, off in the distance, these 4 ghost zombies show up, and they all look like different iterations. Yes, they kind of fade in and out of existence, and they're all wearing like.
Can Dead Lantern achieve this level of special effects?
Easily. It's not very special. But these are. All of these guys are just wearing these like gray Michael Myers masks. Like do they look like anything else? They're just generic and featureless gray crusty masks, and they all look identical. But they are the ghosts of these deceased chain I can't say that, chain gang workers, and they kind of flicker in and out of existence, but eventually they become solid. The agent shoots them. The one agent who is doing his job at this point in time shoots all of them to no effect. All of them have like construction equipment. So one zombie ghost has a sledgehammer, another one has a jackhammer, one of them has chain. I don't remember what the fourth one did. But they killed this federal
That one's
agent by jack.
Hawkeye. Who cares?
Yeah, they jackhammered this federal agent in the butt and kills him, and then they continue to attack. And finally, all of the other federal agents are like, "Oh shit, we have a job to do," and so they go back and fight.
Lubrication. Mm-hmm.
And law enforcement, the two L's, lubricant and law enforcement. So all of the agents show back up. They all shoot the zombies to no effect. Everyone escapes except for the agent that's dead and Lou Diamond Phillips. I don't know where Lou Diamond Phillips went, but like someone, I think Lori Petty acknowledges like, "Hey, that zombie is your dad," and that kind of distracts Lou Diamond Phillips. It's not phasing the zombie because the zombies were still trying to kill him for sure, but everyone except for the dead agent and Lou Diamond Phillips escape. And then the zombies begin, they take the jackhammer and they begin like digging a hole in the ground and they drop into the hole. So now we have mole zombies.
Zombies.
And as everyone is driving away, Rabbit is telling people that they can't leave the road. Is he saying that the heroes can't leave the road, or is he saying the zombies can't leave the road, therefore we need to get off the road? I think it's the second one, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think
things happened. Things happened in this 15 minutes. I don't know that good things happened, but things happened.
Listen,
there's sweaty, gross car sex.
There was unlubricated butt sex with a jackhammer.
With a jackhammer. There was some non-consensual jackhammering going on in this segment. There was a fist fight between Lou Diamond Phillips and Pet Sematary Dad. And yeah, still not really into this, but things are picking up. We're halfway through the movie. Finally, 40 minutes into an hour and 30-minute film, they decided to introduce the bad guys.
I didn't expect this to be Spooky Field of Dreams. You know what I mean? Like, is it going to end up with him and Dad Zombie having a catch? Do I have feelings in this movie? I don't want to have feelings. I have dad feelings, and I don't want to have them today.
There's no point in Lou Diamond Phillips being related to this zombie unless the zombie is also going to remember it. So I'm expecting the end of this movie is going to be one of the zombies has a face turn and has to defend Lou Diamond Phillips against the other bad guy zombies. It's going to be terrible.
It is going to be
that is where we were at.
That's why I wanted to end with a catch. You know what I mean? I want him and Zombie Dad to be like, "You want a catch, Dad?" It's going to be beautiful.
They throw the ball to each other. They go fishing together. They make some memories before he returns to hell or wherever the fuck.
Okay, so someone's going to have a turn, right? Is it going to be a face turn, a heel turn? What do you think?
I think his zombie dad has to become a good guy.
All right, so for the sake of having something to talk about, I'm going heel turn. LDP goes heel by the end of this.
All right, so you think Lou Diamond Phillips is going to turn on the heroes? I hope you're right, because that sounds more interesting than what I expect this movie to do. But yeah, this movie's real rough. Highway to Hell set a high bar, and so far this movie's not clearing it.
We've watched worse for sure. Like, I'm not having the worst time. I'm not like deep in a what have I done with my life spiral. So I feel like we're actually we're in the Midlands a little bit.
You also went and got bourbon.
Bourbon is like a hug, okay? When you don't get no mommy and daddy love, sometimes you just need bullet to hold you.
Okay. Rachel's having some parenting issues over there, and she's drinking away her sorrows. That's all I got. Anything else we need to talk about this 15 minutes? Like, things happened. Will they continue to happen in the next 15 minutes?
Yeah, I feel like this movie is hitting its stride. Is this stride a sprint? I don't know. But something is happening. We started strong with Orgasm Talk. We dipped low with Road Movie. Nothing happening. And now the undead are burrowing into the earth, and we have
zombies.
Mole zombies. To be honest, I've never seen mole zombies before. So this is already kind of an interesting twist on the lore of the undead, right? Do I think that this is going to become incredible? No, I do not. Am I drunk enough to not give a shit? Yes, I am.
I am very sober right now,
This
and I
is
have made
why
mistakes
you
today.
should join me, sir. It's not too late. There is still, hold on, how many minutes? We're
It's
at the
too late.
halfway
No,
mark.
it is too late. I am
No,
going to continue to
it is
ride this
time to
sober
set
train.
sails with the Captain Morgan.
No, Rachel, you've
Orange
already
drink.
drank enough for both of us.
That's true, but two things can be true. One
All
of
right,
us.
let's
One
let,
of
let, let's
us.
do it. Let's watch the next 15 minutes of Route
You
666.
guys, I think Steve hates me.
No.
Comment. Say in the comments
No.
do you think Steve hates me?
No, no one thinks that. I'm just, telling other people about your offline comments in the Discord chat.
Are
And
you?
with that,
No!
I'm pushing play.
Circle of trust.
Fantastic. All right. We are back with minutes 45 to 60 of Route 666. Things kind of continued to happen.
Yes.
The surviving crew minus Lou Diamond Phillips, they are just continuing to flee, and suddenly the road gets incredibly hot for no particular reason, and it melts all of their tires.
Spicy road.
Spicy road. The road is too spicy for their tires, and so the tires all melt. They have to abandon their cars, and they go and kind of hang out at this dilapidated rest stop of some sort. And Rabbit continues to be adamant that they can't leave the road. They are stuck on the road for whatever reason. Meanwhile, Lou Diamond Phillips, who we had no idea what happened to him at the end of the last 15 minutes, he is just in a cave asleep, and it turns out he was rescued by this Native American man who immediately offers him peyote, like you do.
Problematic.
And so this and then when the Lou Diamond Phillips rejects the peyote, he offers him tea. So this random traveling cave dwelling tea vendor,
Jesus Christ.
that's what he is.
You're not wrong. But it's troubling.
When you describe it like that, the tea vendor knows the full story of what happened to this chain gang, and so he tells them, that the chain gang was out working on the road, and they tried to escape. One of them pulled a knife on the prison guards, and basically, prison guards versus the chain gang, and it certainly seems that the chain gang lost that battle. And so Lou Diamond Phillips, continues to have flashbacks during the story, and so he has visions of the story as it's happening. And then Lou Diamond Phillips asks the tea vendor, "What kind of tea is this?" "Oh, it's peyote tea." And Lou Diamond Phillips is just like, "Okay," and then he leaves. He just walks away. Meanwhile, with the other batch of heroes, a guy named Nick, who was having like uncomfortable car sex in the previous segment, he goes back to the road to have a cigarette, and one of these zombies.
As you do after uncomfortable car sex, is you gotta light them up.
He goes to the car, and he's just sitting there smoking a cigarette with the door open, and his hand, for whatever particular reason, is hanging out of the car. And so one of the zombies smashes his hand in the door, opens the car door, drags Nick out, smacks him with a sledgehammer, and drags him away. And then all of Nick's blood just disappears for no particular reason.
Blood.
Yes, the ghost blood is the blood that belongs to the person that was not a ghost turns into ghost blood anyway and disappears.
Well, does the blood belong to him anymore? I don't think so. I feel like, again, this is a commentary on violence and societal violence. Art house.
Yes, we are watching a very artsy movie. I'm gonna have a lot to unpack when we wrap up this episode here.
I don't know about artsy, but definitely fartsy.
Yes, I'm gonna unpack all of that when this episode wraps.
Me, Steve.
Yes, and I am trying so hard to talk about what's happening in this boring fucking movie.
It's not. Listen, my job is to derail, and I am nailing it.
You are. I mean it. I really mean it. Uh, so Nick is dead, and then Lou Diamond Phillips shows up out of nowhere, and I don't know what the heroes are trying to do. Like someone's asking for a phone. There's a comment that like all their phones and radios no longer work for because it's a horror movie and that's just what happens. Uh,
Spooky.
Ultimately, like everyone realizes that Nick is missing, so they go to look for Nick, and Rabbit is still handcuffed to a metal pole in the ground, and a scorpion is coming up to him, and he steps on the scorpion, and this scorpion is just like filled with human blood. Just more blood than should be able to fit inside a scorpion. So I have no idea the relevance of that, but there's a very bloody dead scorpion now. And
Commentary on humanity and its treatment
clearly,
of sentient beings. This is a vegan message, is what we're getting into.
yeah,
right
I
now.
feel like after this is over, I'm gonna have to watch
Factory
this
farming.
movie again to pick up
Mhm.
on all of the subtext
Oh,
that I missed
rich.
out
It is a
on.
rich text, my friend.
A
Like, you
rich
want to act like it.
tapestry of commentary on the human condition.
Correct. See, you
Jesus
want to
fucking
dismiss
Christ.
it, but you know what? It's because it's threatening. You find it threatening the way that it is
This movie
confronting all
is
of your ideas.
this
Yeah.
movie is really making me very insightful. I've got to do some soul searching. I've
Yeah.
got to figure out what my issues with bloody scorpions are. A
Mm-hmm.
lot to unpack there. Then suddenly, after the bloody scorpion, one of the chain gang zombies shows up and attacks Rabbit, and Rabbit escapes. And then Rabbit meets up with everyone else, and everyone says, "What the fuck? You told us they couldn't leave the road." And then Rabbit decides, "Oh, uh, there was concrete at the rest stop, so
See,
they can get on
his
concrete."
name's Rabbit. It is a meditation on the ways in which nature is rising up against like animal husbandry and the cruelties visited upon the animal kingdom by humanity.
I'm glad you're picking all this up, 'cause I just bullshit. But now, so it's like their Rabbit is now creating rules. So originally his rule was the zombies can't leave the road, and now it's they can walk on concrete. So
Reverse Trimmers rules. Reverse Trimmers rules. Yeah.
Tremors is such a better movie than this. I wish I was watching Tremors.
Yeah. This could really
Yeah,
use more Reba McEntire. Like
this could use more giant ground worms attacking people. This movie could use more entertainment. Uh, feel free to add things in the comments that this movie is lacking. I guarantee whatever you name, it's on the list. This sucks. This is real bad. I
graboids.
I
The
feel
word
like
you're looking for
LDP.
is graboids. I had to Google it,
Yes,
but I knew they had a name.
graboids, and then they have shriekers, and then I think in the third movie they had ass blasters.
Should we just
Uh,
do all the Trimmers movies?
I would do all the Tremors movies.
I
There's
would
like
totally
7
do
of
all the
those
Trimmers.
now. Did you know that?
Yeah, at some point, what's his face shows up in them. Son of the Mask. What is his name? Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy shows up in them at some point.
That's terrifying.
So that
Uh,
it will definitely slide in. Remember we talked about the Stevecast pocket, that warm embrace of the Stevecast pocket. That would be the Jamie Kennedy era.
yeah. I'm down to watch all of the Tremors movies after we get to Bats. Clearly, so
Well, yeah.
next month we'll watch Bats, and then I'll have to rank all of my Lou Diamond Phillips movies, and I feel like it's going to be Bats 1, Route 666 2, and then that will be the end of the list.
God, I fucking hope so.
This is hot garbage. Like I was hoping for more, and I continue to be let down. I am
Mm.
curious about how many different
Oh,
chain
just
gang
made a mixed
zombie.
drink that is not good.
Uh-oh. Describe it. What's in this drink? It's
It
more
is
entertaining than the
bullet
movie.
bourbon, which is lovely, and I should have just drank it straight. But I decided that it would be a good idea to add a bubbly lemon sorbet. Mistakes
Those
were
are
made.
great though.
They individually, like, it is the
So
opposite of
it's
chocolate and peanut butter.
two
Like,
great tastes that do not go great together, is what I'm hearing.
no. Oh, I'm gonna drink it anyway because
Because you're not a quitter.
I'm not a fucking quitter, Matthew. But I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Movie sucks. Continues to suck. The only thing I'm curious about is how there's only 30 minutes left. We are almost done, Rachel. We only
Really?
have 2 more segments.
I mean,
We're an hour in. Like
I
how many more rules can they come up with? Is it going to be like they can Is it they can only be on the road and only be on concrete? Like how does like blacktop and asphalt factor into this? Like technically, concrete is just, crushed rock. Are they going to be able to make that connection? They can be suddenly be on any rocks. Like what are we need to find all of the logical fallacies and all of these stupid chain gang zombie teleporting ghost rules that they have.
Yeah, I feel like it's a meditation on the way that humans rationalize and the way that we try to hide from the entropy of the inevitable death that comes for us all. That's what this is really about.
And on that note, we are going to watch the next 15 minutes of this stupid bullshit.
Indeed.
I am pushing play now.
I am as well. And thank God my partner just showed up with ice because this drink is fucking heinous.
We are back.
You choose to do this with me every month. I just want to say for the record, like you are the motivation. Like you are the glue. You keep the Stevecast together. So anything that unfolds is ultimately your fault.
That sounds a lot like victim blaming. Like, are you going to ask me what I was wearing for the Stevecast next? You can't put all this on me.
I mean, you shouldn't have worn those sexy cargo pants. Like,
I do have some sexy cargo pants. I wouldn't be able to keep my
is
hands
there
off
any
me
other
either.
kind? All those pockets
With the zipper
explore.
pockets?
Ooh,
Yes.
girl.
This movie sucks. This movie
Drink.
is so
It's actually
bad.
not that bad when you're drunk because
You're not even watching it.
I mean, I'm technically watching it. Like my eyes are on the screen, so technically, which is the best kind of correct, I am. I don't know what happened.
I feel like you're drinking and the movie is just happening in your vicinity.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
God. All right. So what even happens in these terrible 15 minutes? Like, I don't know, 60 to 75. I'm drawing a blank. Like nothing. This is just fucking hot garbage. No, they
literally
recognize
shit is melting and then it's not melting.
Yes,
and then it's
part of the ghost zombies' powers is they can heat up the road at will, like you do.
Listen, this is
Lou Diamond Phillips calls the cops. Like they call the Deputy Gill and his sheriff boss with the dog. Lou Diamond Phillips calls for help.
See, so this is a commentary on why you should not call the police. Like, you need to call in a social worker, not the police. 911 is not the answer for everything. And this movie responsibly tells you that story. Art house.
And I definitely believe that this part of the USA, like the California-Arizona border, like definitely funds social services. So
you
that
cannot throw
people
a
can
rock
get the
without
mental
hitting
health
a social worker.
God, they call the cops, and the cops show up, and surprising no one, the cops are bad guys in this movie. The cops are trying to protect something. Like they apparently go out and kill everyone who goes down Route 666 to protect the secret of Route 666. Right. What's the secret? I don't actually know. There's a part of this segment where a movie projector starts randomly playing and it shows another flashback to the chain gang, and it looks like the chain gang attacked, but then ultimately lost the fight with the cops. But then
really
the cops
hard for me not to start singing. I just want to say, for the record, everyone out there who every time you hear chain gang, you want to sing the Pretenders. Same. I see you. I am with you. We are one.
Still never heard this song. But then the cops just tell the chain gang, Rachel, the chain gang.
Back on the chain gang.
The cops just like send them back to work, and so all of the workers just go back to digging holes. I still have no fucking clue what's going on here. Like, are they digging their own graves? Like, why do we keep flashing back to this chain gang and their revolt against these cops? I have no goddamn clue.
Because the film is a meditation on the for-profit prison system, like the the, school to prison pipeline. Yeah, that's what this movie's about. It's really powerful. And I'm sorry
I'm just letting you
don't
go
understand.
at this point. Clearly the problem here is me. Anyways, there's only 15 minutes left. I'm assuming they will finally give us the full story of what happened with this chain gang. Anyways, the cops show up. They are going to kill all of the heroes, but Rabbit has gone off to pee in this disgusting like gas station bathroom, and Lou Diamond Phillips has gone with him. And when while they're in the bathroom, Lou Diamond Phillips looks outside and sees that the cops have cornered all of his friends. They kill the non-Lori Petty woman. I don't even know her name. The only thing she did in this movie was get finger blasted in a 140-degree cop cruiser. But she's dead now.
It's hot. It's literally hot.
And so the cops are, pointing shotguns at the rest of the good guys and saying, tell me where the rest of your people are. And finally, like Pet Cemetery Dad has to say, fine, they're in the fucking bathroom. And so
commentary on cruising culture in the LGBTQ community. Continue.
Obviously, like it's so obvious even I can see it.
It's a meditation.
They go to the bathroom and they find Rabbit there, and Rabbit has like taken the sheriff marshal belt buckle, and so Rabbit kind of like turns himself over to them, saying like I'm the missing cop. You found me. Good job. And so Lou Diamond Phillips is hiding in the stall. So Lou Diamond Phillips has escaped at this point, and so everyone else is.
He's
being
high as
held
fuck
at
on
gunpoint.
peyote. Just like let him like go on his trip. Like why are you trying to harsh his mellow? Like let him enjoy.
What happened to the cave dwelling peyote tea person?
Who
was just randomly
the actor's
in the movie?
name is Gary Farmer, and I want to take a moment to say what an incredible actor he is. Do not let this movie impact the way that you feel about him. He's incredible on Reservation Dogs. He's incredible on Resident Alien. He is an incredible Native American actor, and we here on the Stevecast stand him. Go ahead.
Clearly. So Lou Diamond Phillips like tries to escape, and the other sheriffs notice this, and so Lou Diamond Phillips, I don't know how he pulled this off, but the cops just see like one of their police SUVs just leaving, going down the road. And so Deputy Gill is told to, go get him. And so Deputy Gill gets in the other police SUV and drives after the first SUV. And then Lou Diamond Phillips pops up out of the back seat and puts a gun to Deputy Gill's head. And it turns out Lou Diamond Phillips just put a giant rock on the gas pedal of the other car to send it on its way as a decoy.
What do you feel like this metaphor of the rock is? Because we saw the rock in his initial vision. We've seen rocks multiple times throughout. Like, what is the filmmaker trying to say with the use of this motif of the rock?
They're saying, I don't know how to write an action sequence. And so...
Fine.
Lou Diamond Phillips...
Or know me, I guess.
What do you think, Rachel? Like, break it down for me. Break down the metaphor.
I feel like it's a commentary.
It's
a meditation on colonialism. Like we talk about Plymouth Rock and the way that it landed, how we landed on Plymouth Rock. But as the great Malcolm X said, Plymouth Rock landed on him. I feel like Lou Diamond Phillips is trying to say an extension of that through like his commentary on Manifest Destiny and how like eventually law enforcement becomes the police of protecting those social ideals. Yeah.
I can see it. When you put it like that, I take back what I said. The writer
the
of this movie
game is
obviously
meditation on, just in case it's not clear.
Anyways, Lou Diamond Phillips fires his gun twice, which makes the super mega redneck cop back with the prisoners think, they must have shot the tires out of the other vehicle, and then the other vehicle that had the Plymouth Rock on the pedal crashes into another rock and explodes. And so the cops that are holding the hostages are like, ha ha ha, we won, yay. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile,
colonialism.
Lou Diamond Phillips now has
late stage capitalism.
Now has Deputy Gill prisoner. and handcuffs him and then punches him in the face. And so now Deputy
He
Gill's
smashes
like
the
face is bleeding.
patriarchy.
Yes. And then Deputy Gill says, "Oh no, like we're on the road and I'm bleeding. That's going to summon them." So apparently a new rule is if there's blood on concrete, that summons one of them. And so
Metaphorical.
presumably the reason the scorpion was bleeding so much in the previous segment was because that was your cue that it was the blood that summoned these workers to this gas station. And so the zombies show up, they kill Deputy Gill, and there's some more non-consensual jackhammering going on. Deputy Gill is dead, and that's kind of where we're at now. We've got 15 minutes left. Apparently, Blue Diamond Phillips is going to go fight the bad cops and also the chain gang disappearing ghost zombies summoned by blood and concrete.
Lost episode.
Oof, this one is real rough.
I'm doing the best I can, man. I am like up my own academic ass. You're welcome.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate what you're bringing to this episode. Like the hard-hitting social commentary that I am just constantly missing here.
I mean, listen, like it's hard as a white cis male, straight male. Like it's the struggle is real to see.
Goes right over my head.
Right over your head.
I never would have watched Route 666, and I would have missed all the different ways it was trying to speak to me.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Are we ready to finish this bullshit movie?
No.
Rachel, what are your thoughts on the movie? Because I know you've been paying real close attention throughout the night.
I feel like it's very profound. You want to dismiss its messages because I feel like you feel threatened by them, and I get that. Like it is definitely upending your worldview.
I don't like being put on the spot like this.
Yeah, I get that, but like you have to make space. You have to accept, you have to be open to like reassessing the way that you see the world. Like this is a growth opportunity. It's a learning opportunity. I mean, Route 666 is that bitch. Like it is ready to educate you and you have to be ready to accept that curriculum. And I also don't remember anything that happened in the last 15 minutes. Let's watch it.
All right, let's finish the movie. There's 15, 16 minutes left. We're going all the way to the end. Holy shit, we've reached the finish line.
Yes, let us ride this one to completion.
Yes. Been edging all night. It is time to the climax.
Here we go.
All right. And then they just walk away. What the fuck was that movie?
All right. We have seen this movie. That is a thing that we have done collectively, consensually, by choice together.
Yep. I'm just going to close that tab because I don't care if there is a stinger of any sort.
Oh, I'm going to let her ride because if there's a stinger, I need to know. Actually, I'm lying. I'm skipping ahead to the end. Lionsgate Films. Rawr. Nope, nothing. Not a goddamn thing. And again, recommends Bats, Trucks, and Maniac Cop 2.
Okay, well we'll watch Bats next time. Jesus,
Bats. They're gonna
this is like we're back. We finished the movie
to completion.
The movie has climaxed. I have not, but the movie feels like it's done its job, and so it's left.
Story of your saddest sex tape.
This is like I know that we've watched crap that's worse than this.
Oh, for sure. Like I was never actually actively angry about this. And there have been things that we've watched where I'm like, this feels like a personal attack. This feels more like
Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Yeah. This is better than Don't Fuck in the Woods.
This
no sex chinos in this one.
This feels like one of the worst things I've ever watched.
Only because it wasn't as fucking wild. Like usually the stuff we watch is so bad. Like that one where the person literally has a paper printout of NASA behind him, and that's how we know he's like an astronaut. But
I had a good time with that one.
Right,
Like
right.
there's entertaining bad, and then there's just bad, and this is firmly in the just bad category.
And yet,
Uh,
still your favorite Lou Diamond Phillips
Still
film.
my, but it's also my least favorite Lou Diamond Phillips movie at this
I
point.
mean,
Oh, we're
yeah,
gonna
it's a
watch
slippery
Bats
slope.
next month, and then we'll rank them. Well, the Lou Diamond Phillips Steve rankings. I know you've all been waiting for it. What the shit happens in this movie? We finally get the entire flashback. So the prisoners tried to escape, but they failed, and so the I don't know, corrupt cops uh, told them to keep digging. And so it turns out they are digging their own graves. And then they all get shot with shotguns. And so they fall into the hole, but they're still alive. But the cop just buries them. And so while we are getting this flashback, Lou Diamond Phillips
Penetration
is
on police and law enforcement. Yeah.
Lou Diamond Phillips is just beating the shit out of this old cop. And it turns out the old cop
Who
like
has the most perfect fit of his aviator sunglasses, because no matter how much of a smackdown occurs, those babies stay in place.
and he's budget Tom Atkins. We decided.
As someone who wears
Uh,
glasses, give me your secret, Popo.
I think you gotta have the little loop on the back that goes around the ear.
Give me a better secret than that. That shit's
I can't do that. So the old cop is he doesn't want the ghost to come and take him, but Lou Diamond Phillips is just beating the living shit out of him because Lou Diamond Phillips is like, you killed my dad. And so the flashing ghost chain gang zombies who are summoned by blood and concrete show up, and they all start trying to kill. They all start trying to kill Lou Diamond Phillips, and Lou Diamond Phillips calls out dad or father or whatever, and it's exactly what I predicted was going to happen.
You were right.
Ghost dad turns on the ghost construction workers and starts fighting them, and it
The seed is
some
strong.
I don't know how this works, but Ghost Dad manages to kill two of the already undead construction worker chain gang guys, and so it's just a one-on-one fight, and Dad is losing. And Lou Diamond Phillips remembers that someone at some point told him they feed on blood, and so Lou Diamond Phillips cuts his hand and holds his bloody palm out, and then he and Ghost Dad have a moment where they touch palms, and so Ghost Dad absorbs that
Meditation on
fresh
blood bands. Just saying.
absorbs that really fresh LDP blood and gets back in the fight and kills the other ghost. Uh, however that works, I don't know. But so now
Ghost on Ghost Violence. It's a commentary on the way that we are pitted against each other by late stage capitalism when the corporate overlords are truly the enemies. Continue.
yeah, I was thinking that, but I'm glad that you reaffirmed it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
I
speak
thought
out of turn.
I felt I could feel that you really just needed the affirmation.
Thank you. So Ghost Dad is the last ghost standing. He takes off his dog tags, which I don't know. Do prisoners get dog tags? I don't know. This prisoner had dog tags, and so he throws it at Lou Diamond Phillips, and then he walks off the side of the road and disappears. And then
Meditation on the military industrial complex.
okay, what kind of meditation is it when old not Tom Atkins comes out of the car and attempts to ambush the heroes, but then the heroes all just light him up they just execute this cop.
Meditation on the way that Night of the Creeps is overlooked and is actually a horror classic, and people should show it some more fucking respect.
Agreed. Somehow, like even though this cop just got shot like 37 times, he's still alive. And then a haunted steamroller comes out of nowhere and runs him over. And then the Pet Cemetery Dad dies, and so it's just Lori Petty, LDP, and Rabbit. They just walk off into the sunset while cracking one-liners and cut. This movie fucking sucks.
Meditation on how the enemy of our enemy is our friend, and how when we come together across the spectrums, we can have like solidarity, and that is the true victory.
You're really trying, and I appreciate it. But fuck this movie. This movie sucks so bad. There is aside from the presence of Lori Petty, there is nothing redeeming in this film.
Yeah.
Lori Petty does nothing. Like
What a wasted opportunity
yes,
with fucking Lori Petty. You have Lori Petty, you let her be buck ass wild. Like, that is what she does. She is tank girl. Like, how are you going to have her just be a side character? I don't understand. It makes no
a
sense.
side character that does nothing. Like, what does she do? She just talks to people throughout the movie. She's never in like a fight scene. She never fights a ghost. She is just there. Is she supposed to be like the plucky comic relief sidekick?
Don't miss me on that bullshit. She is lead character energy. She is main character energy. And it's bullshit and sexism and patriarchy that instead we spent a bunch of time with a bunch of bullshit characters when we had Lori Petty looking amazing in her thermal shirt in the desert.
The thermal shirt with like the pink star on it, which is awesome. I want that shirt.
You need that shirt.
She's like, there's nothing redeeming about this movie. Like, I usually when we do a Steve, like it's the Stevecast is just, at this point it's just like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows because we had Highway to Hell, fantastic, incredible fun, and then we watch this where nothing happens for about 50 minutes, and then nonsense ghost construction worker zombies that may or may not be attracted to blood and concrete show up.
Blood and Concrete. That would be like a good name of a movie or something.
Okay, well, let's see. Is Blood and Concrete a thing? Because I'm struggling for material right now.
Like, that feels like a rapcore band.
Blood and Concrete is a 1991 film.
Okay.
It is.
Who does it star? I feel like that
Billy Zane.
That feels correct. That feels 100% correct. I was going to say Treat Williams, but also Billy Zane.
It's about a car thief and a punk rocker fall in love as they become embroiled in deaths attributed to an aphrodisiac.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the list. All right, I'm gonna.
Stevecast. Put it on the list.
All right, is this on Tubi or anything? Come on, give me something here. Streaming. It's 2 hours long. How is this 2 hours?
Oof, that's too long.
Yeah, I know.
Like 60 minutes of blood and 60 minutes of concrete. Good God.
It's not streaming anywhere. I'm sorry, Rachel.
Denied.
We
can't have anything nice. That's okay. We still have Bats. Bats is on Prime Video.
Well, no, okay. It's free on a bunch of services that have commercials, but I'm willing to. Geez, that's so long. That movie is so long, though. But
that is.
I don't know.
It's 2 more segments of what we just did.
Is it gonna
just put it on the list?
Good.
Just put it on the list. We don't have to do it next week.
All right. I'll
put it on the list.
It's flagged
as aphrodisiac.
It's flagged as romance and LGBTQ. Also
ready to roll out my expertise.
All right, I'm gonna
all
put
of my
this in
that's gay won't end up cut in that movie because it'll be pertinent to the actual review.
Jesus, I have nothing else to say. This movie is hot garbage, and I am very disappointed in Lou Diamond Phillips. This has been fun. It's always great to hang out with Rachel. Next time you got to pick the movie.
I picked Bats.
Okay, great. Sold. Fantastic.
They're going to get you. They're going to get you.
I'm
if there's one thing we know about Bats, they're going to get you.
Song.
How do you feel about Bats generally? Are you pro-Bat, anti-Bat?
I like Bats.
I'm down with Bats.
Bats are
I
cool.
went and saw them like fly out of their little bat castle, and it was amazing. And I learned that they are actually our greatest pollinators. So.
Bat facts with Rachel.
Bat facts. And it was me and my best friend Matilda and like a scientist and like a bunch of children, and they all wanted to know about how bats fuck, and the poor person who was doing the tour was like very uncomfortable every time they kept asking about the mating rituals of bats, and she just kept looking desperately at the parents who just stared at her, and she was like, so then the mama bat carries the baby bat, and they're like, no, but how do they fuck?
Like describe it in graphic detail.
You think I'm kidding?
We want to know the literal ins and outs.
You think I'm kidding? You think I'm Racheling right now? I'm not. This is facts. This happened. Wrap it up, Steve.
Thank you for watching another not exciting episode of the Real Stevecast. We will be back next time with what I'm assuming I'm going to boldly proclaim that Bats is going to be my favorite Lou Diamond Phillips movie of all the garbage that I've ever seen. Thank you. Good night. Fuck this film.
Bye, everybody.